Hello, this is rolling weights. I wear a mask so you can't see my face. My face doesn't matter. I just want to get the message out. This doesn't. This channel does not exist for money or hits or ads or anything like that. I just want to get the message out. The name of this video is called Suicide, explaining it. There's a lot of angry rhetoric around suicide, and a lot of it's just completely wrong. First off, suicide is not weakness. Suicide is not selfish. I'm sorry, it's not. I've heard the statement, it's the most selfish thing you can do. That's from people who have never been through it. The urge to kill yourself can be so overwhelming that all you want it to do is stop. If you've never been through it, you absolutely don't know what you're talking about. Okay? If anyone that's watching this video is dealing with suicidal urges and is thinking about killing themselves, here's a phone number for the National Suicide Hotline. These people will help, and you deserve to live. So I'm going to stay away from this part of the board so you can see that number, and you can keep the video on. You can listen to what I got to say about suicide. So suicide is not weakness. It's actually a chemical imbalance in your body somewhere. We're going to get down to that. It's not selfish. It's not something that you ask for. Nobody in the entire world has to feel like suicide makes you. The urge to kill yourself makes you feel. It feels like a complete failure of every part of you inside of you. It feels like every second of every day is a nightmare. No matter what you do, it's just not good enough. And it's like a continual voice in the back of your head, just pounding and pounding and pounding. It's not self-pity. Unfortunately, some people face some really bad health ailments. I mean, Robin Williams comes to mind. And it turns out that he was facing the end of his life with the terrifying specter of his brain just falling to pieces. And he was, in his mind, the main breadwinner in his family, and essentially figured that if he did not do away with himself, the money that they spent to take care of him would not go to his family. I don't know what his true motivation was, but he was facing some real serious things. I wish he hadn't have done that, But like I said, you don't know what the person's going through. So it's not weakness. Nobody asked for this. It's not being selfish. That doesn't even go into the person's brain, and it's not self-pity. Suicide is preventable because it's the person who does it. It's preventable. There's no part where you have to finish it. You don't have to do it. Suicide, the urge to commit suicide is a chemical imbalance somewhere in your body. And I used to think it was in the brain, but with the connection of we're finding out the gut and the brain are connected together. It's just amazing to see that it's 2022, and we're still learning new things about these bodies that we're gifted to live in for 100 years. That we have what's called the gut. That's the gut brain, and then we have the regular brain. And it's kind of funny because dinosaurs had two brains in their bodies. They had a brain around their back that controlled their emotions, and then they had a brain up front that apparently controlled their logic centers to eat and to not get eaten. So it's kind of strange, but the urge to commit suicide is a chemical imbalance somewhere in your body, whether it's in your brain, whether it's in your gut. I think it's your body telling you that there's a problem here and you need to fix it. It's actually your body telling your brain that your body sees you have a problem. So when you're feeling the urge to kill yourself, it's actually your body communicating with you saying, go get some help. We don't want to die. We want to be here with you, here with us. So you don't go towards the act, you go towards the act of getting help. You don't have to call this number to get help. You can go to an emergency room. Any hospital emergency room, if you walk in here and say, look, I need help. I'm tremendously depressed. All I can think about is killing myself. Can someone please see me? And just say it like that. You don't have to go in there screaming and crazy or whatever. And if you want to do that, you can do that too. But I don't care what you do as long as you go get help. Because you deserve to live. And, you know, you can't be possessed with what other people think about you. You really can't. You have to think about, what do I think about me? And you have to look at yourself and you have to say, nobody is better than you. And they aren't. They aren't. They have the same body. They have the same chances. Now, life might have given them a head start. And I'm not saying you're going to be rich as Elon Musk or as famous as some of these Hollywood stars. But you're good enough for you. And you're just like everybody else here. And those people, those rich people, they're just like you too. They're going to meet their maker just like you're going to meet your maker, and I'm going to meet my maker. So don't think anybody in the world is better than you, because they're not. When you look in that mirror, and say, you know what? You're all right. We're going to get through this. And that voice that's in your head's telling you to kill yourself, you tell that voice to fuck off. You say, look, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to go get help. And if you're doing stuff, especially if you're drinking alcohol, you got to watch alcohol, because, man, especially if you're drinking a lot of beer, because the day after you drink a lot of beer, something about the alcohol washes chemicals out of your body that you need to maintain a stable brain situation. And for example, if you drink beer all night till like, say, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, pass out, you wake up, 7, you go to work, and around 10 o'clock, you just start getting this voice in your head saying, you want to die, you want to die, you want to die. That's the net effect of the alcohol washing the chemicals out of your body somewhere, whether it's your brain or whatever. But that alcohol is trying to kill you. So, you know, people would say, oh, you just got to have a couple of beers. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe there's another way you can do it. Maybe you can drink some hot tea. Maybe you drink a cup of coffee, or, you know. But drugs, all kinds of hard drugs, are not your friend. This is a very dangerous time if you're feeling about suicide. And anything is better than killing yourself. And believe me, you make a difference. You make a difference. You make a positive difference every day. And that's why, you know, I'm a Christian, so I believe in the devil. But that's why the devil wants you out of here. Because you just being here stands in the way of somebody else's misery. The misery you're feeling, that's your challenge to beat, so that somebody else doesn't have to carry it. So find some help to carry that. You don't have to carry it alone. You can go to a church and talk to a preacher. It doesn't have to be a Christian church. If you're a Muslim, go to a Muslim church. And yes, I know various religions have a real problem with this. It's a big sin. But the important thing is that you stay alive. And just remember that, yes, you're in pain. And yes, you deserve to live. So don't listen to what anybody says about it's the most selfish thing you can do. The most selfish thing you can do is not go get help, because you deserve to live. Suicide is one of those things that cuts a wide swath across the people who knew the person who killed themselves. Everybody remembers that person. It's not a... When you hear about that, you just kind of, you feel sad, because you wish you could have helped them. But like I said, the whole point about this video is to help you understand that suicide is not a voluntary thing. Nobody asked for it. The urge to kill yourself is not voluntary. Nobody asked for it. It is the body's way of telling the brain, hey, you need to go get some help because we want to survive. And that's you. The body is you telling you that we want to survive. That when you get that urge of suicide, that's the body telling you there's a chemical imbalance here. And we need to go get it checked. So that's all I wanted to say. I want you to stay alive. And look, the motivation could be something real simple. Look, if it helps, you can put this little thing in your head. You say, look, I can always commit suicide tomorrow. I don't have to commit suicide right now. Give it 12 hours. Give it 24 hours. Give it a day. And then give it another day if you can. And then give it another day if you can. But if you need to, call this number for help, please. But the whole point is to survive. And surviving is actually an accomplishment. Because a lot of people have passed on in just the time this video was made. And you're not one of them. You're here listening to the video. You are blessed to be living today and now. And you are a valuable person in this life. So, don't let suicide determine your actions. Don't let the urge to commit suicide determine your actions. Look at it as like looking at a gas tank and it's almost on empty. Say, well, I got to go get some life gas. I got to get some life gas. I got to go to the life gas station. And where is that? It could be at this. It could be here at this number. It could be you calling tomorrow in to work and saying, look, I'm going to. I got to go see a doctor. I'll be back. And don't tell you don't got to tell them. You don't got to tell them all this. You don't got to tell them what you're doing. Say, look, I'm sick. I got to go see a doctor. And make an emergency appointment with a psychiatrist to get some help, to get it analyzed. And likely they will give you a prescription right away. And it may take 3 or 4 or 5 medicines to get one that works properly for your symptoms. Or get counseling, or talk to somebody, or talk to a friend. There's a lot of ways out of this hole. But don't worry about what other people are thinking about you. Think about saving you. Make you the most important thing in the world. Save yourself. Think about yourself. It's not being selfish to save yourself. You make a difference. So I just wanted to put that out there. And be seeing you. Okay? God bless.